What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by the movie hangout. Masters of the Universe Revelation. That's the topic of this video, and boy, do the fans have a lot to say about it. But before I get to it, if you could just go on over and click the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. I hit 200 subscribers. It was a little goal of mine, and I'm just going on. You don't stay at 200 subscribers. You got to just keep going. So I'm going to 500. That's the goal. So we're just going to keep on trucking, see what happens. But if you could please click the subscribe button, I will be very happy. So let's get back to the topic of this video. So Masters of the Universe Revelation. It is basically the new He-Man reboots. And for everybody that grew up in the 80s and also in the early 90s, you were probably a He-Man fan. And the creative genius, in quotes, Kevin Smith, is behind this new reboot. And apparently he's like the biggest He-Man fan ever, even though he previously said he wasn't. But that is a whole other video. This one does have Mark Hamill, and I believe Mark Hamill is the voice of Skeletor. So that's kind of cool. So right now, it is fresh according to the Rotten Tomatoes approved critics. And if you know what that is, Rotten Tomatoes has basically a pool of critics that they say are worthy of being allowed to critique different TV shows and movies. And then they do the average audience score. Now, for me, it is good to kind of have the average approved critic score, kind of, just to kind of see where it's at. I consider that to be basically the establishment media, the establishment film companies and movie companies, basically the big corporation. That's the big corporation approved rating. And then if you go to the audience score, that's like all of us. That's all the regular fans, people, basically the people that this content is supposed to be made for. So that's what I always hold above what the corporate rating is. And it's just kind of funny to see the disparity between the two. So if you look right now, the corporate critics, actually, I just came up with that. Corporate critics, that's what they are. The corporate critics are at 94% right now. And the average audience score, the people, at 30%. So you got corporate says it's super fresh. I mean, this is ripe for the picking. And the audience, the fans, they say, toss this bucket of stale popcorn out. I am done. So I'm going to go down here. I'm not even going to waste my time with the corporate critics. I'm going to go directly to the average. You know what? None of us are average. I'm going to go to the general public. So let me read some of these because these are always so much fun. So this person gives half a star out of 5. That's pretty brutal. The only thing good about this show was the first trailer, I Need a Hero. That's the name of the song, I Need a Hero. That was pretty sweet. Kevin Smith did He-Man dirty the way Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy did to Luke in Star Wars. I'd have to agree with you on that one. I mean, Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, they used and abused the Star Wars franchise, that's for sure. The lore, they just pretty much just took the lore, threw it in a blender, and just saw what happened. Don't waste your time with this because you're better off watching the 2002 He-Man series. You might want to read the comics too, because I have some of the comics. They're pretty cool. Let's see. Whatever. These are like probably bots, whatever, 5, whatever. Josh R. In the age of reboots, I've watched plenty that failed to understand the source material, others that were in the spirit but failed to tell a good or entertaining story, and others that were just plain awful. Masters of the Universe Revelation is by far the worst of them. It fails in every way, a lazy insult to fans of the franchise. I know bait and switch is an oft overused phrase when it comes to the casual critiquing of media, but seriously, if there's ever a reboot deserving that criticism, it is this show. Real shame. If I could rate this 0 stars, I would. Gustavo B, half a star out of 5. And I mean, I mean, he took it to the woodshed in Spanish here. Then you go down, Scott P. Clownfish TV was right. Clownfish TV is pretty. It's a pretty sweet channel. If you don't follow Clownfish TV, you need to. They're pretty good. Clownfish TV was right. Kevin Smith lied. That is true. He did. This isn't a show for fans, for the original, or anyone else for that matter. He-Man is emasculated and killed twice. That is true. He did die twice. This is the last Jedi for He-Man. That's a good way to put it. This person says, just terrible. Boring storyline that leads to a disappointing ending. What has this show come to? Yeah, let me go. Look at all these 1 stars, half stars. Crazy, right? This show is terrible. Nothing but bait and switch. Terrible and lazy writings. The biggest disappointment of the year. That's saying quite a bit. The storyline is Tila, but she wasn't in the big screen. Really? That's a story stolen from 100 CW shows. Went from great hype to deep disappointment. Very disappointing. Did a great job with the art. The art is really, really great, I have to say. If you love comic book artwork, superhero artwork, I would definitely check it out just for that reason, but I wouldn't be watching more than 1 episode. Half a star because negative scores are not allowed. And then you got some like 5 out of 5 or whatever. But I mean, look at this. What the H did I just watch? I'm really disappointed with how Netflix treated the characters. What a shame Kevin Smith felt the need to pull the old bait and switch. Yeah, it's He-Man, back to an updated and visually more impressive show. But anyway, you kind of see how it goes. You either got half a star, 1 star, maybe 1.5 stars, then you got a few 5s. But for the most part, the fans are not happy, people. They are not happy. Artwork looks great, but the story and respecting the lore, which I don't know about you, it just seems like the entertainment business cannot respect lore anymore. They refuse to make anything new. So what they do is they just take old stuff they used to really sell and they just will chop it up until it's barely recognizable and they expect all of us to buy it. But people are not buying it. Not buying it at all. Well, anyways, if you want to get more rants, reviews, and future content, click subscribe. Catch you later, guys.